Crestwood High, the old girls' bathroom on the third floor was a place of dread and curiosity, its name whispered like an incantation among students. Tales of a devilish entity lurking within its cracked walls spread like wildfire, claiming that if you dared to look in the mirror at midnight, you'd be greeted by the sinister smile of a creature that thrived on fear. On a cold October evening, under a moonless sky, Mia's friends dared her to prove the legends true.
You're too chicken.
Sarah teased, her voice dripping with mockery.
Just remember, if you see him, don't smile back.
The words hung in the air, heavy with anticipation. Mia's heart raced with both excitement and trepidation. Ignoring the warning bells in her mind, she stood up.
Fine. I'll do it.
Each step to the bathroom felt like a descent into hell. The hallway was a graveyard of shadows, flickering fluorescent lights casting long, skeletal fingers that clawed at her. As she approached the bathroom door, an unshakable chill coursed through her veins. It creaked open, revealing a desolate space that felt as though it had been abandoned for centuries. Inside, the air was thick, suffocating, clinging to her like a shroud. The faint sound of water dripped somewhere, a morbid metronome that set her heart racing. Her reflection in the cracked mirror distorted her features, twisting them into something grotesque. Taking a deep breath, she whispered,
I'm here to see you.
But the bathroom remained eerily silent, as if the very walls were holding their breath. Mia leaned closer, and as the clock struck midnight, the lights flickered ominously before plunging the room into darkness. A breathless pause hung in the air, then a flickering glow returned, illuminating a figure behind her. The devil stood cloaked in shadows, his face twisted into a nightmarish grin, crimson skin glistening as if slick with fresh blood. His eyes burned like coals, alive with malevolence and hunger. He was the embodiment of every nightmare, the very essence of terror that lived in whispered tales.
What do you want?
Mia stammered, her voice barely rising above a whisper. The devil leaned in closer, his breath a chilling whisper that curled around her like smoke.
Oh, sweet girl, I don't want anything.
He purred, his voice smooth yet laced with an unsettling glare for the fun of it. Before she could comprehend his words, the lights flickered again. The bathroom transformed into a grotesque carnival, filled with colors too vibrant, too bright an abomination. The laughter of children twisted into something sinister, echoing in her ears as if mocking her very existence. Mia staggered back, her heart pounding as the devil approached, his grin widening grotesquely.
Come play with me, Mia.
He beckoned, his voice a honeyed trap.
There are games to be played, secrets to unveil.
Get away from me.
She screamed, turning to flee, but the door slammed shut, sealing her fate within this nightmare realm. The devil's laughter echoed, a cacophony of joy and despair that sent shivers racing down her spine. Panic surged as Mia dashed to the window, but the glass had transformed into a solid wall, trapping her within this twisted reality. The devil drew closer, his eyes gleaming with malevolent delight.
You can't escape, little girl. You've already invited me in.
Mia felt the walls closing in, the colors around her swirling and distorting, morphing into grotesque faces that leered and taunted her. She could see her friends' terrified expressions reflected in the glass, their eyes wide with horror as they realized the truth. They were powerless to help her.
Let me out.
Please.
She begged, tears streaming down her face. The devil paused, tilting his head, as if genuinely considering her plea. I can let you go, he said, his voice dropping to a low, sultry whisper. But you must choose smile back at me, and I'll reveal the wonders of my world, or turn away, and I will set you free back to your mundane existence.
I can let you go.
He said, his voice dropping to a low, sultry whisper.
But you must choose smile back at me, and I'll reveal the wonders of my world. Or turn away, and I will set you free back to your mundane existence.
Mia hesitated, the weight of his words pressing down like a vice. The allure of the devil's world was intoxicating, offering a promise of adventure and thrill. But the cost was unimaginable. The darkness around her pulsated, waiting to consume her whole.
No,
She shouted, defiance igniting in her chest.
I won't smile back.
The devil's grin vanished, replaced by a mask of fury.
You dare refuse me.
He hissed, the shadows swirling around him like a storm. With a flick of his wrist, the carnival erupted into chaos, twisting into a dark abyss that threatened to swallow her alive. The walls writhed, and the floor churned like a living thing, pulling her deeper into its depths. In that moment of pure terror, Mia closed her eyes and focused on the faces of her friends outside the glass, their concern etched into her mind.
I won't play your games.
She screamed, and the darkness roared in outrage. When she opened her eyes, she was back in the bathroom, gasping for breath. The devil was gone, the air thick with a deathly silence. The door swung open, and her friends rushed in, faces pale and terrified.
Mia, are you okay?
Sarah cried, rushing to her side. Mia nodded, shaken but alive.
We need to go. Now.
She insisted, and together they fled the bathroom, the horror of that night etched into her memory. As they walked away, Mia glanced back one last time, half expecting the devil's grotesque grin to appear in the shadows. But the bathroom stood silent, the door closing softly behind her, sealing away the darkness. Yet, as she stepped into the hallway, a chill crept down her spine. In the reflection of the glass, she swore she saw him, the devil's twisted smile lurking just behind her, a promise of return. From that day forward, Mia knew the truth: some doors should never be opened, and some smiles should never be answered. The devil was always waiting, just a reflection away, eager to drag her back into his nightmarish embrace.